Hey, I'm Kev, welcome back to MotoGP 17 and the Rider career, as Patrick McDonald may be out of the title race, but still came second in the championship. Does he take one step towards that in Malaysia? So here we are for the final five-way race of the season. And there's not been a very good five-way race session for Patrick McDonald, as he gets underway for his 2 laps here around the Sepang International Circuit in quite airy fashion. But yeah, that race in Japan may have ended his title chances this season. But he showed in Australia he definitely does have class. He's shown that for around half of the season. The other half we won't talk about, but just had himself too much to do with the Suter. And he's already down on this qualifying effort, so well, no, not to go over the curves too much, does Patrick McDonald. Well, he also has a bit of a practice that in this Moto2 machine. He's only been around here on a Moto3 machine, so he gets to learn the circuit this lap, and then on the next lap he will gun it like a hell. So let's see if he has the pace that the other McDonald had round here. He was a very good rounder. And of course, in Moto3 last season, this is where he virtually won the title. After his title rival Kinet had a shocking race, and Patrick was superb. So let's hope he has this again in Moto2. You need more Morbidelli to have a shocking race to have an outside chance of the title. But like I said in the intro, he's mostly looking to grab second place in the championship. He's not too far off. I say that, he's around 20 points off second at the moment, but good race here, poor race for Marquez and Oliveira. You never know. Unfortunately, take a bit more than a poor race for Morbidelli. Take non-point scores for him to have an outside chance of the title. Still heading to the season finale in Valencia, of course. Remember, it gets a bit longer, that final race. Be interesting to see how he does on a Moto2 machine, as this is not a very good qualifying session, is it? Also breaks himself into the final corner. Not the best run heading towards the line onto his second and final qualifying that. Maybe he gets some slipstream off his teammate Shirota, or ex-teammate Shirota. He does well. There's like someone coming out the pits. Goes into McDonald. Hernandez, what are you doing? Just got to be slow, Hernandez. Let's see what McDonald can do on this qualifying effort anyway. It could go into 3 laps like Austria, but this is a long lap round Malaysia. And he's 3.1 seconds down after the first set to McDonald. Let's see if we can close that gap to Luti at the top. His teammate 207.1. Because even if he's 3.1 seconds down McDonald, he's still in the mid-pack, where the likes of Hernandez will be as he finally gets past the Colombian. He goes through the second right. Now he's 2.5 seconds down on Luti. Good sector, taking back half a second at least. As there's Morbidelli though, half a second ahead of Luti, 206.7 for the Italian. It's just taking some getting used to. McDonald with his Moto2 bike around this circuit. If it was in the wet, of course he wouldn't even mind that for it, probably still be right up there, but in the dry, bit closer pace-wise. And this circuit, known for its random weather, especially in monsoon season. He's 3.1 down on Morbidelli. At least he's matching the right VDS riders. Oh, Remy Gardner, the Australian coming off the back of his home race. Fools. Yeah, he's only got one corner to go for McDonald. And so he has caught up to Shirota during the course of this lap, which is not too bad considering Shirota's normally a top 10 qualifier. So let's see what McDonald does. So 209.4, 2.6 seconds of Morbidelli despite that fall. As its teammate Lutia grabs pole with 6.655, 16,000 a second faster than Morbidelli, with Marquez in third. And you've got Olivia Passini and Nakagami, Baldassare, Shirota and Xavi, with Danny Kent leading the fourth row ahead of Marini and Courtois. Then Agata, Bagnaia and Axel Pons. Then on the sixth row, we've got Surin, the home hero, alongside McDonald, despite the fall down in 17th. In the mid-pack with Isaac Vernaz in 18th. Then you've got Xavier Simon and Jorge Navarro round out the top 20. There's ex-teammate Cortese in 21st. And there's Corsi in 24th. Gardner, who crashed 24th. Fernandez, who crashed with McDonald in 26th. And at the back is Ika. As the other home hero, Paoli, down in 29th. So let's see what McDonald can do from the mid-pack. Can he have another charge through the field? So we are looking at the grid. We're very happy for second row. It looks like Oliveira, Nakagami looking happy in sixth. Third row actually doesn't look happy, apart from Xavi looking very serious in ninth. There is Light still in 17th though. Magno, of course, on pole. So he's got lots of catching up to do to his teammate as Nekalpat. He gets into the first couple of corners, and this is just a warm-up lap. Let's see what he can do on the race start. So we are revving up the engine, wait for the lights to appear. And go out for this 5-lap race. Great start for McDonald. Already approaching the points in 15th. As he goes alongside and ahead. Now braking a bit early. He's got Xavi in front. He's using kind of as a marker. Gets into the Spaniard. Down the inside of Shirota as well. He gets all over the curves and Pons down. A superb start for Pons up into 9th. And the Spaniard goes down as we've got Courtois and Shirota behind in 10th for 11. McDonald inherits that 9th place. With Luca Marini in front, the Italian. And McDonald all over the curb on the outside, goes wide. So once again, these medium tyres take a couple of laps to go up the speed. As he drops down to 13th. Up into 12th though, is ahead of Remy Gardner. Having a superb start. Now down the inside of Ken into the top 10 past Courtois. Like he's never fallen. As McDonald back into 9th. He's got Marini still in front. Stuck behind his fellow Italian. Is that? Or was that Nakagami? That's Nakagami, but he's also behind. Baldassare has got Isaac Vernaz up into the top 10. The Courtois, great start for the Spaniard. The cousin of Maverick. That's McDonald once again taking the agricultural route. It's got Marini and Nakagami battling for 7th. We've got Courtois and Vinales battling for 9th. And we've got Corsi and McDonald battling for 14th. As now Agata gets past the speed up. As there goes one back through the field past Bagnaia, I believe that is. Now around the outside of, is that Gardner? No, it is Xavi in 13th. Gardner further down the field, outside the points. There's a great move around the outside. Danny Kent for 11th. Now into the slipstream. Is that Kent or is that Shirota? As he go down this back straight, that is definitely Isaac Vernaz in front. No, in 10th. He's got Marcus and Piscini battling hard. And McDonald into the scenery, into the gravel. Staying upright though. As he will drop to the back, will he? He will drop to last. So from last, what can McDonald do? He's got Pods and a home hero in 32nd. Oliveira leads though in Malaysia. Shocking opening that though for Patrick McDonald. Just got no grip at all, no braking it looks like. With Luti up to third ahead of Piscini. And you've got Locatelli and Xavier Simon battling for 30th. What's the veteran doing? It's Catley, the Belgium. McDonald battling with the weird tyres. Medium tyres still getting up to temperature. He's got Pons in front. That superb start still outside the top 30. But here comes McDonald now. Let's see what the Kenyan can do. As he goes down the inside of Paoli. That's one down. Now Pons. Locatelli, he's got Simon in front. Down the inside of Ika as well. Up into 27th already. Now down the inside of Manzi. For 26th. Now down the inside of... No, it's not happening. Pons takes him out. And then it's like for McDonald, he may just be setting for 4th in the championship. He needs to be right up there. Oliveira and Marquez, but once again battling through the midfield, they have got sharp elbows. And they have taken down McDonald once again. He's going to be in the last, and it's like going over the line onto the third lap. You would not have predicted that after that start. And after his pace round here as well in qualifying, despite the fault. And it's like Xavier Simon in 32nd, battling with Pons. And it's like Paoli breaking into the top 30 ahead of Locatelli. As Oliveira and Marquez battling for the lead as they go into the third lap. As here goes McDonald down the inside. And it's like trying to go down the inside Nakashima. Was that Paoli? And he's back into the top 30. As Pons and Simon battling for the wooden spoon in this race for last place. He's got Paoli in front. Good slipstream for McDonald. Looking around the outside. No room on the inside as he tries to cut back. Got Manzi down. The 29th, as it looks like Locatelli wants a good fight with McDonald. But Kenyon having none of it. They're going 4th in the championship. You wouldn't have thought that after this race. So far with Marcus and Olivier's. The people he's battling with in the championship, battling for the win. There's almost halfway through this race and McDonald's down. And it's like in 29th. He's got lots to do just to get a point this race. What goes down the inside of Manzi. Into the right out of it. Nice and smooth. As he's got his teammate, a Spaniard in front. Ika. Normally at the back, but up to 28th at least. That was a dangerous move. Just about makes it move and then work. As in it's like Hernandez again. Get in the way of McDonald. Gets down the inside of the Colombian note. Up into 26th. As you saw Marquez and Olivia still battling for the win. McDonald holds the outside line. Gets ahead of the Colombian. Gets into 25th. Now he's got Raffin in front. He's got the speed up as well. Of Bassani, I believe that is. It is. And now he's got ex-teammate Sandro Cortese in front, dives down the inside of the German up into 21st. As he's got Navarro and Serin in front, and for the first time in a while, McDonald's approaching the top 20. As he comes to the end of the third out, approaching the penultimate lap of this race. It's been a trek so far, but at least on the third out, he's finally showing some progress, this McDonald. Goes down the inside into the top 20. As Moide does the fastest at 2:08.1. About to be smashed by McDonald with a 2:06.7. Why couldn't he do that in qualifying? They've been right up there. So once again, Olivier takes the lead from Alex Marquez. It's all about the McDonald charge. It's happening again with Luti in third. Battling with Morbidelli for a podium. Good to see some fight from Luti. As we've got Serin in front. Got Cortese and Shirota down to 22nd. The teammates battling hard outside the top 20. As Locatelli down from last. As you got Marcus and Oliveira battling hard in front. It's like someone locked up in front. As here goes McDonald battling with the home hero Serin. 419th, easily passed. Now he's got Jorge Navarro in front. Next Moto3 start. Not quite having the same effect in Moto2 so far. But around the outside of the Spaniard into 18th. And now he's got Remy Gardner in front, battling for a point as the Australian. In 17th. Or nicking the battle for a point. That's not happening so far. It's round the outside, Danny Kent. Now Brad Binder. It's all Moto3 champs here. Battling for a point in this Moto2 race. There's Dominic Agata outside the points as well. In 18th, but McDonald into the points in 14th. Past Brad Binder. Past the KTM. And Danny Kent on the Suter. And now he's catching up. Looks like a good battle here for Vinales. No, the bike gone. He got within 100 feet of a curve and it went, screw it, I'm not doing that again, said the bike. So now he's going down the inside. Pisani. Up in the 23rd as he's going on to the final lap after the disastrous Grand Prix of Malaysia. Olivier and Marcus battling for the win. Well, for Patrick McDonald, he's just battling for points. Let's see if he can get them on this final lap. He's definitely got the pace. He has the pace to win this race, no doubt. But his battling has been poor. He's had so many crashes I've lost count. As Nakashima's in front, a Japanese rider for 22nd. He's gone to the final lap. Looks like he's outbraked him round the outside into the back of Cortese. McDonald's just given up. Given up on this race. At least he's not finishing last though. He's got Xavier Simon in front. This is a good warm-up for the longest race of the season finale in Valencia. Once again getting narrow curve. The bike does not like that. He's got Xavier Simon in front, the Belgium. And it's like in front of Simon. Hernandez was that Paoli. We've got Pons and Manzi battling for 28th. It is Paoli, the Malaysian. Sneakily gets by him, does McDonald. It's Manzi really getting held up by Ika, it looks like. And there's Pons as well, trying to make it 3 wide. McDonald into the back of Ika. He's just very slow in the double right, really slowing everyone down. Down to Manzi, you take advantage, you go up into 27th. Let's see if McDonald can finally get past his teammate. Dives down the inside of Manzi and he's down again. He's not even allowed to make an overtake this race. As he drops back down to last behind Locatelli. And let's just forget this race ever happened for McDonald. It's a bit like Qatar at the beginning of the season. Down the inside of Locatelli. At least he's not going to finish last, is he? He's got Manzi in front. Can he at least finish in the top 30? So I believe for only a second time this season he won't be scoring points in a race for McDonald. He scored points on plenty of occasions, just not enough in the top 5. And it's like Olivier Marcus battling for the win to the line. And it's Miguel Olivier who wins on his KTM. At the Mark VDS of Alex Marquez. So here comes McDonald. That for a dive for 31st. Oh, he does it on Bonds. What a move. As it was a miserable race for McDonald. Miserable Malaysia. As he didn't score points. Down in 31st. Instead, it's his teammate who got the prize for Inter Wetton. Not quite on the podium, no. Morbidelli beats him to that. Further, Pastini in 5th. Barazai 7th. Marini 7th. Badnaya 8th. Quarter 9th. Sabi 10th. Corsi 11th. Garmi in 12th. Poor race for the Japanese rider. Isaac Vinars 30th. Brad Binder 40th. Danny Kent 15th. Ground the final point ahead of Remy Garner by a 10th of a second. Getting the fastest out was McDonald down in 31st. So in the championship, it is confirmed Patrick McDonald will finish 4th this season. 65 points behind Morbidelli and 83 ahead of his teammate Luti, who rounds out the top 5, 15 points ahead of Pacini. As in front, we've got a great battle for second. Olivier 19 points behind Morbidelli, who's 5 points ahead of Alex Mark. As the championship does go down to the final race of the season, but it's like Franco Morbidelli has one hand on the trophy, with Marini up to 9th ahead of Zabi in the battle for the fringes of the top 10, as they're 16 points ahead of Nakagami. Then further back, Simone Corsi, over 20 points scored on that speeder, up to 15th ahead of Surin, Shirota and Axel Pons. And further back, you've got Nakashima up to 27th ahead of Edgar Pons and Stefano Manzi. As in the constructors' standings, perfect for Cadex, 93 points ahead of KTM. Well, not perfect, but an almost perfect season for them. With Suter in for just 11 points ahead of Tech 3, with Speed Up in 5th. So not the weekend that Patrick McDonald wanted, as we head to the final race of the season, the 4th visit to Spain. It is Valencia. Can Patrick McDonald end this season on a high? As here we are in Valencia for 2 qualifying efforts from Patrick McDonald, hopefully a bit better than they were in Malaysia. He can keep the bike up right, and if he does, he will definitely be right up there once again. As we go into the final corner, a very tricky circuit and L. It's the Ricardo Tomo circuit. So you go for 2 laps of qualifying on the age riding. We're pushing 110% for the final time this season. Let's see what the Kenyan can do. As he's got to start thinking about next season as well. Will he stick with this team, or will he move away from Luti? Try to become a team leader somewhere else? Because he definitely hasn't with this team, even though he's been the better rider. Just hasn't shown his best as well around in this team. Even though he's one of the best in the grid. It's only really marked VDS or KTM to move to. You won't get into KTM because you don't have the Red Bull connections. So where does he go for next season, or does he stay here? Be interesting to think about throughout the whole of this weekend. As he tries to find the right team to win this title, have a much better assault at it than this season, where he's always playing catch up after the first third of the season. Being on the Suter, not the best bike. It definitely showed. And even though he's done well in this machine, it's not good enough just playing catch up, having to push every race to try and win it. Just proved too much in the end, as you saw in Japan and in the last round in Malaysia. As you go across the line with a decent effort, 36.6. Can definitely go faster than that though. So we got the Sky Tower bike coming out the pits, and he got distracted, McDonald. So once again, it's Luti grabbing pole by 4,000 of a second ahead of Morbidelli with Marcus in third. Then on a second row, Olivia Pacini and Nakagami. Then Baldessari, Shorter and Savi in his home race. On the Tech 3, running out the third row ahead of Marini, Courtois and Agata. Then on the fifth row, we have got... I forgot about Danny Kent running out the top 10. Then on the fifth row, we've got Agata, head of Bagnaia, and Patrick McDonald. An alright qualifying, but once again stuck in the midfield ahead of Axel Pons, Serwin and Isaac Vinales. Then you got Simone, or Simon should I say, Navarro and Cortese. And then behind on the 8th row, you've got Raffin, Simone Corsi and Remy Gardner. And then Brad Bin ahead of Hernandez and Edgar Pons. And on the 10th row, Nakashima Paoli and Bassani. On the final row, on the back row for the final time, you've got Andrea Locatelli, Stefano Manzi and Ika Chuna in his home race. So let's see what Patrick is going to do in the longer Valencia round. As with the longer race, McDonald is on hards for the first time this season. Hard front, hard rear, after being on medium front, medium rear for most of the season. But with the longer distance, let's see how these tyres can hold up, how light still can hold up from the fifth row of the grid. Can he be battling right up there, or will he be falling back? We will find out if he has the endurance on a Moto2 machine, as that's your final grid of the season. As here we are for the final time, revving up the engines, waiting for the lights to appear and go out for this 14-lap race. And McDonald almost down already before it had begun, as these hard tyres have no grip for the first few laps. Even worse than the medium tyres, you really have to wait a while for them to grip up. So he remains in 15th. The first couple of corners. Can make a bit of a dive into the next corner, up into 13th, and next up into 12th. Onto the edge of the top 10 already in this opening lap. Looking around the outside of Quartararo, as he's behind Bagnaia, ahead of Luca Marini is McDonald. So he's jumped to roll on the grid, which is good. Going to make some more moves all over the back of Quartararo, down the inside of Sharotta now, the German, who started the year as his teammate. And it's like Quartararo followed, came through. So into the top 10. He's got Bagnaia in front, then Xavi. And it's like the Italian looking down the inside of the Spandi, not quite working out though. For the VR46 machine behind the Tech 3. So now here we go into the double right round the outside from McDonald. He's got Nakagami in front. And he takes 8th, as in just like the Italian went down the inside the Spaniard. Well, McDonald went round the outside and almost into the back of the Japanese rider for McDonald. Into the fast right as they wander wide through the left-hander. Oh, that was Savi. And the Italian down his inside. Oh, and Bagnaia very ungently on the exit, pushing McDonald wide as the back out of it. And settles for 9th across the line for the first time. It's on to the second lap. That's like Bagnaia trying to make a move on Nakagami into the first corner. Great move from the Italian. As Baldassarre did the first round to open up in 5th. As here comes Xavi looking down the inside to left hand, almost being cut off by McDonald. And now being pushed wide by the Spaniard. McDonald will have to get his elbows out this race, it looks like. As he wanders down the inside the Tech 3 back into 9th. Showing that he's not going to hold that for long. He's not going to settle this race as well. Xavi, very aggressive. Did not like that move at all, did he? So once again down the inside into the left, but Xavi pushing him wide again. This is only second out of the race, isn't it? Calm down, Xavi. As McDonald pushes him wide, a bit of his own medicine. It's already dropping back from the top 6, as you can see, and there's a bit of a gap to Bagnaia. And Nakagami in front, as here comes McDonald diving down the inside, the Japanese rider and the Italian into 7th. So he sees his teammate Luti in front. For the trail of the lead train. As he's battling with Baldassarre. And here comes McDonald now on these hard tyres. They should definitely not wear too much during this race. Well, it's just about riding smoothly for McDonald. How these tyres will handle this long distance as well. He's never ridden on these hard tyres, of course. A learning race for McDonald on these compounders. Oh, the rear locks up. Runs slightly wide through the first corners. Luti gets past Baldassarre. McDonald once again losing a bit of the rear under braking. Bagnaia trying to push McDonald wide, but he's not having any of it. Round the outside. Goes into the right. Looks like Nakagami got past Bagnaia as well, thanks to that ambitious effort from the Italian. And well, here comes Nakagami down the inside of McDonald. But once again into the left. McDonald holds on from the Japanese rider just about. Trying to close the gap on the top 6. Well, he can't if he's battling for 7th. As his teammate is still around the same distance in front, just holding off Baldassarre. You see the top 4. Bassini in 4th. Then you got Oliveira, and then you got the Mark VDS machines of Marquez and Morbidelli, as that was a Ferrari. And gently, from McDonald, that would be the word of the race, I'm guessing, ungentlemanly. He runs a bit wide through the right-hander though. But having to sit behind his teammate, following him through the field. So here comes Baldassarre trying to go down the inside into the final corner. McDonald holding it round the outside. So Baldassarre got the apex speed. In exit speed, gets a smooth run. Leapfrogs into 7th. If it's only temporary though, as he gives McDonald a good slipstream down this front stretch. It's into the first corner, he's going to run wide. Well, he does hold on to Sip, does he? It's just ahead of Baldassarre, no, he goes wide. That's against a bit of a time penalty, less than a 10th though. So it's really nothing in the end. But you never know if it's a race to the line. Could prove vital. He's still struggling to get the power down with these tyres. Just about coming in though, these hard tyres. You can see they're going everywhere. As it looks like Oliveira up to 2nd. They're one of the Mark VDS machines. Someone still on the section of Baldassarre. He's looking to make just easing his way through the field. It's not really happening, is it? But he's still sticking to the tail of the lead pack, which is the good thing. Didn't really expect that from where he started. And after his start to the race, as Baldassarre not giving up this sit without a fight. He'll try and round the outside, but not working on this occasion. He's got almost a second gap behind to Bagnaia as he tries to dive into the right-hander. No room there though. Short shifts up to 5th. Just smooth run through that bendy straight heading towards the final corner. Nice and smooth on the power for once out the final corner as well. Let's get some slitching off Baldassarre. And off Luti as well. He does another 36.7. He's very consistent with that times at least. And the part of this race is McDonald. As it's Bassini ahead of Marquez, who's dropping down the order. The champion-elect Morbidelli leads then in Spain. I'm sure the home crowd are very happy about that. with a Portuguese rider in second and an Italian in third. He's on this 5th lap. So maybe looking to make some moves now that the tyres are up to temperature. Brakes are as well. He's starting to feel a bit more comfortable with the bike. The rear end's not there and everywhere. He can place the bike where he likes it as well in its sight now. The first time in this race. So let's see what he can do. He can charge towards the podium places. And in this sight, there's no real frantic back and forth either. Everyone's starting to settle a bit. And it's like Luti's going a bit slower. Or is it just Baldassarri being forced near him as McDonald speeds up? Dives down the inside of the turn as well into the right. Looks like he's got the position, but Baldassarri again on the exit. Getting past the Kenyan, but here comes McDonald into the right. This time he makes it work. And holds off on the exit. Great move. Back into sit behind his teammate. Now can he hold it into the final corner? And it's like he can get a smooth application of power. And going on to the 6th lap, McDonald is moving almost into the 35s on that lap. Drops into the 36 ones. Those are that times he needs if he wants to be chasing the leaders. He runs slightly wide in the first corner. And it's like Marquez and Piscini battling for that podium place as here come the Interwetton boys. Luti and McDonald. It's all McDonald though. Trying to brake, bike just slides. Now it's Baldassarri down his inside. Very aggressive from the Italian. Forces McDonald wide. Just in this side he's going to settle down, maybe catch up towards the top 3. Makes a mistake, and now Baldassarri's in elbows out mode. He's still got over half a race to go. Had enough racing for a few lifetimes already, McDonald. Just trying to hold it round the outside of Baldassarri, have the inside for the double right, and it's like he's accomplished that. But he's very good into this right-hander. You can see he's right in the tail of Luti as well. Hopefully he can maintain this out the final corner. Have a good slipstream. Going on to the next lap. Going on to that front stretch. Goes a bit wide into the right though. And not a good run heading towards the final corner. As Piscini once again past Marquez. And it's like Morbidelli Olivia holding station at the front. And going on to the 7th lap. Gap's around half a second in front and behind for McDonald. It's not a good final sector. That's been another very good lap. Or good first sector, should I say, battling with Baldassarri. This is a much better lap already. Look at that, right on the tail of Luti. Even though the rear tyre once again not liking the power getting down. But can he get the braking right into the right hander? He can. Right behind his teammate into the next right. You can see the bike already getting there. He putting the power down. Just had one clean lap for putting the power down. Now it's gone again. There's that rear tyre. Not liking it. Well, he's right behind his teammate. Will he make a dive into the left? Luti's left the door open. McDonald has sharpened his elbows after his first few laps and up into the top 5 for the first time. He goes into the double right. Trying to hit that apex. And try and make this a 3-way fight for third with Marquez and Piscini. As here's the middle part of the race where McDonald is strongest and he's shown it once again. But the bike's just drifting away from him through that long left-hander. And into the final corner. He gets on the power and holds on to 5th as he go into the second of the race. And he dips into the 35s, does he? Yes, 35.8 for the first time. Marquez and Piscini go side by side into the first corner, and this are the Spaniard making the crowd go wild. No, I did the fast of that previous lap. It's right a poor final corner. But he can definitely go fast. There's Luti tapping his teammate as he gets on the power. Play nice, Thomas. Obviously not liking that the young hotshot's been faster than throughout most of the season. Showing his displeasure in the final race, and whoa, Looty into McDonald. What was he doing? He's had his crazy moments, Looty, this season, and that is probably the craziest of them all. Riding into his teammate in the final race of the season as they're battling for a top 5. Oh dear, Thomas. As it is, McDonald now joining Bassini and Marcus for this battle for third. He's had a very up and down flyaway races. Up in Australia, down in Malaysia and Japan. Looks like he's continuing the pattern here, being up in the final race of the season in Valencia. And batting for at least a podium. So of course he's hoping it's more, but that's not a very good exit in the final corner. Once again, not a very good final set, and he's around almost a second behind Bassini. But he's got almost a second gap ahead of Baldassarre behind. He's gone to the 9th lap of the race. McDonald hoping he'd be a bit further up though if he wants to win this race. Even though Oliveira and Morbidelli not far in front of this pair. But it's just getting past this pair and in Battenville. The top 2 places. As he's showing whole race on, McDonald battling. It's been very tough. And great fun as well though. As it looks like Marcus and Bassini trying to show in front. Not sure of that home crowd power though. Marcus getting a few horsepower down this front stretch. Thanks to them. As it looks like he's broken Baldassarre behind. 1.3 seconds in front of the Italian. So it's definitely a group of 5 at the front now. And in goes McDonald for third down the inside of Marcus and Bassini. Marcus pushes him wide though, so does Bassini. Into the fast right, dives down the inside. The Italian runs wide though. Not a good attack from McDonald. Right in the final corner as he go on to the 10th lap of this race. McDonald's had one attack for the podiums and it's not been a good one. He does have 36-1. But he's showing his intent now to the top 2 in front. And to the top 2 as well, if they're wondering where McDonald was. Well, he's not far behind. Look at that, Bassini down the inside of Marcus again. The Italian veteran really does want a podium to end this season. And Marcus battling for second in the championship, of course. He's got his rival Oliveira right in front. Bassini denying him getting close to the KTM. While Morbidelli in the lead. Must be wondering what the heck is happening behind. What's all this commotion and cheering happening for? Yes, that's a nice smooth run onto the back, straight for McDonald. Right in the slipstream of Marquez. Diving down the inside, the Italian down the inside, Bassini. Doesn't quite work on the Spaniard. He's down the inside of the Italian. Now down the inside of Marquez, into the right. He holds it. He's into third, is McDonald. That was very scruffy, very aggressive, but it works. As now with 4 laps to go, can he chase down the top 2? I should say 4 and a corner to go. That's a good smooth X out of the final corner, just when he needs it, McDonald. So once again, he dips into the 35s, 35.7, but he's got 2 seconds to make up to Olivier, and then around another second to Morbidelli. 3 seconds in 4 laps. Let's see if he can do it, as he sets another fastest lap. There we go, we're getting a nice McDonald charge. The final race of the season. And this time it's for the victory. Podium not good enough to end the season with, after what this season has been and turned out to be. They've had a few races. Wants to end with a victory. So go into the left-hander. There's like a home crowd a bit silent. With no Spaniards on the podium here in Moto2. I haven't said that often this season. I know Mark has been the lead Spaniard. There's been an international cast at the front. Of course, you've got the Italian Morbidelli, you've got the Portuguese rider Oliveira, got the Kenyan here of McDonald, the Swiss of Luti, the Italian of Baldassari, of Bagnaia. You also have the likes of Xavi as well, who's been up here for Spain. And there's quite a few Spaniards throughout the whole of the field, such as Jorge Navarro, the Pons. And then it's like Piscini got past Marquez for 4th. So that was a good lap for McDonald, 36th flat, but he's not gained enough on Olivier. No, it's like just 3/10. Let's go through the first corner as Marquez immediately past Piscini, getting that slipstream down the front stretch. Looks like Olivier's gained up to Morbidelli. Less than a second that gap, is it? Is it around a second? As he really is pushing on his final couple of laps, Mark McDonald. 3 laps to go till the end of the season. His inaugural season in Moto2. It's been very up and down. Got lots of victories. Won over a third of the season. 3rd of them with. 6 of them with this team. 1 of them on the Suter. If my mouse is correct and my memory correct. The tyres are halfway worn, as you can see, the bottom right. That's why you're starting to see the tyres spin up whenever he brakes and gets on the power. But he's still gaining just over a second behind the top 2 now. He goes a bit wide through the fast right. That's the short shift. Keep momentum going. In the final corner, drifts wide, trying to take the speed through the corner. Not the best exit. It's again another 36-1 this time, again taking a few tenths out of Oliveira. It's on to the penultimate lap. Before McDonald, he's definitely had the paces. Oh no, he's got half a second time penalty now. Almost certainly rules out the victory in second, but he'll keep pushing till the end. Now he's got to start thinking about holding on to this podium. With Marquez and Piscini behind, but they are battling like a hell with each other. They're 1.7 seconds back. So McDonald is catching, as you can see, on Oliveira, but the tyres really do not like this. Despite being the hardest compound they can be, they're over halfway worn this race. Going to be around a third the way worn by the end of it. Look at just over a second behind Oliveira. He's just left it too late as McDonald. Those battles in the early part of the race may have cost him a chance at victory. Chance at second. As he's now right in the tail of Oliveira and Morbidelli in this penultimate lap. But once again, McDonald demonstrating he does have the pace to win this title. I hope he can do that next season in Moto2. Big question though, is what team will he be with as he slides wide in the final corner? Just when he didn't need it. As he gone to the final lap of the season. McDonald pushing hard. Pushed too much, as you saw. Goes wide in the first corner. This kind of sums up his season, this race. Got the pace, got all the tools, but just coming up short in the end. But fantastic battles he's had with Baldassari this race, with Marcus Piscini. Getting through the field. Through the top 10ers again, getting on that power. Tyres have performed worse than expected, I would say. Been the hardest compound. Now you're struggling on the final lap. He's 1.6 ahead of Piscini, 1.7 behind Oliveira. Still pushing like a hell, McDonald. So is Morbidelli, as he's got Oliveira right in his tail. But this has been a good end to the season for McDonald after struggling at times. Good to end with a podium and battling for victory as well. Well, not quite battling for victory, but definitely having the pace for it. He goes through the final corner for the final time. Marquez and Bassini are battling to the line. Well, Morbidelli wins the race and the championship. Oliveira second in the race and the championship. For McDonald, third in the race and fourth in the championship. Ahead of Marquez, he was third in the championship and fourth in the race. And Bassini in fifth, Baldassari 6th, Luti 7th, Bagnaia 8th, Nakagami 9th, Savi in 10th, Marini 11th, Agata in 12th. McDonald with the fast lap as well, but almost half a second, only going to the 35s. Quartaro 13th, Danny Kent 14th, and Simone Corsi grabs the final point by almost 3.5 seconds ahead of Surin, with Remy Gardner 17th, Brad Binder 18th, Raffin 19th, and Schrotter round out the top 20 with Locatelli at the back. So in the championship, Franco Morbidelli wins the Moto2 championship by 24 points ahead of Miguel Oliveira, with Marquez further 12 points back. Then there's McDonald in fourth, 90 points ahead of his teammate Thomas Luthi, rounds out the top 5 ahead of Passini by 13 points. He's just 8 points ahead of Baldassari, 18 ahead of Bagnaia, and then 37 points back is Xavi, grabbing 9th in the final race of the season by a single point ahead of Luca Marini. Well done to the Soul Tech 3 in the top 10. Then we've got Nakagami in 11th, Quartaro 12th, Agata 13th, Danny Kemp 14th, Simone Corsi 15th on the speed up. Fantastic from the Italian with Surin 16th, Schrotter in 17th on the Suter. Top Suter does go to, in this like, Dominic Agata in 13th with 50 points. And then behind Schrotter, we've got Axel Pons in 18th, Isaac Vinales in 19th, Brad Pindo in 20th, the South African, head of Remy Gardner, the Australian, then Raffin, the Swiss, and the German, Sandro Cortesi in 23rd, and the final point scorer on the Suter, head of Xavier Simon, the Belgium, in 24th, then Jorge Navarro, Donny Hernandez, Nakashima, Edgar Pons, Stefano Manzi, Axel Bassini, then Andrea Locatelli, Pauli, and Ika gets the wooden spoon in 33rd. Does the Spaniard. And in constructors stand, and Kellex almost a perfect season, 425 points, 98 ahead of KTM, with Suter in third, Tech 3 fourth, and Speed Up in fifth. And in the championship, there is confirmed Franco Morbidelli, your Moto2 world champion, with Olivier second, Marcus third, Patrick McDonald in fourth. As a pretty happy McDonald, I would say, going to podium in the final race of the season. Yes, battling especially with Baldassari proved too costly in for the victory, but good to end this season on a high. And yeah, the bike, as he's saying, struggling in those final laps, but according to a party, it's a good reputation weekend to end the season, even though he gets nothing for finishing fourth in the championship. As the new season about to begin, choose the team you want to race with. So can he go up to MotoGP? Yes, he can. He can join the Pramac Ducati team, the Aprilia Gresini team, Aspar, Avintia, Red Bull KTM factory team, or Mark VDS. Or in Moto2, you can choose any team, can he? Strade Galizia, you got the Red Bull KTM, then Interveton, you got Ford Racing, as well with the Italians, Baldassari and Marini, the Pons, RW Racing, Sky Racing, the team VR46. Then his former team, with Cortesi and Schrotter. You've got Surin. Then you've got Speed Up. You've got Kiefer. You've got Sassini. You've got SAG. Got AGR. You've got Tech 3. You've got BOVIP, SAG. Then you got Tasca racing the Scuderia. Then you got the Italian team with Passini and Locatelli. Then you got Team Asia with Nakagami and Pauli, and then the team that's currently with alongside Thomas Luthi. So does he stick alongside Thomas? I think he does. I think he's going to be happy sticking with it, this team for at least the first third of the season. We'll see how it goes and see if he wants to change team. But Thomas Luthi and Patrick McDonald will be teammates once again. Let's stay with our current team. So it is season 4 for Patrick McDonald. He's won
in the Red Bull's Rookie Cup. He's won in Moto3. He's came 4th in Moto2, but can he make it a Moto2 championship in Season 4? Find out if he begins well in Qatar and Argentina next time. Well, so for watching. Hope you enjoyed the latest season. I definitely did record it, and hopefully McDonald can do much better in Moto2 this season. So for watching. I'll see you next time.